in the booth, we gon' get it till we die. See a hater make them cry. Don't believe them, they a lie. They just want me to fly. I believe that I can fly. You can see it in my eye. Hands in the air, look at this damn kids. And it ain't no I'ma need everybody to put their hands
PlayStation.
Welcome to the DMV Strike Zone, the leading high school baseball show in the DMV area. I'm your host, Markwell Sanders.
And I'm your host, Stephen Harris.
With the 2022 season coming to an end, we're starting to see a lot of teams sneak into that playoff race. It's definitely going to be a shakeup. There are a lot of great organizations out there, and we're seeing a lot of great baseball coming down the stretch here.
It's getting tight.
Coming out of Maryland for the 4A state class, our top three teams right now sitting up top, we've got the Eleanor Roosevelt Raiders sitting at a very impressive 15-0, undefeated record right there.
Wow.
I mean, definitely playing some great ball out there right there. Coming in number two, we got a very impressive Winston Churchill Bulldogs with a very impressive record of 14-0. Again, another organization going undefeated. Again, this playoff race is going to be something serious, people, coming down the stretch. Coming in number three, we got the Sherwood Warriors coming out of Montgomery County North. We got the chance to catch up with the Raiders coach, Andrew Capisi, early this week, just to go over their victory over the High Point Eagles. A lot of people don't know, Andrew Capisi, he's been with the program now over 22 years.
Wow, 22 years?
The past two seasons, they've gone to the playoffs. If I'm correct, prior to the pandemic, they went undefeated.
Wow. Wow.
He's been doing a lot of great things with their program out there. We did get the chance to speak with Coach Andrew. Coach Andrew, could you tell us about what you guys saw today? How was the rotation, the pitching, the hitting? I mean, you guys had a great game out there, and you continue to have it down the stretch.
Just game by game. We have Shane Murphy is our number one pitcher who's pitched three great games for us, hasn't given up a run all year. And then in the other game, we've just kind of been putting it together with 4 or 5 guys who've all pitched in. Everybody throws 2 or 3 innings, max, and we've been able to get it done and then hit the ball pretty well in those games, score enough to get it done. So trying to keep it going, trying to get our pitching a little stronger so we're a little deeper come the playoffs, because we're going to need 3 or 4 arms to get us through, and just keep working on our defense. It hasn't been great, but we know come playoff time we're going to need every aspect of our game.
We also got the chance to chat with the player of the game, Joe Klein. He sealed the deal today with an infield homer for the guys. Joe, can you tell us about what you saw today and how was that hit? I mean, clearly you were a big impact. Clearly you sealed the game for the guys, and you got that W.
Well, I mean, today's game was definitely a fun game. It's my senior year, so I'm trying to make sure that I'm enjoying every single game that I come out. There was a lot of bombs today, a lot of hits. There was a couple home runs, I believe 3 of them. One by me in deep center and left in between there. I believe Mike had one in the same spot. And we had a couple nice plays. Our third baseman, LJ, nicknamed Mondo, came out and made sure he completed that play. We had our freshman go out on the mound at the end of the game. And that's something you don't see every day in a varsity game. But he definitely closed it out. He did a good job. I think as a whole, as a team, we did a great job today.
Leading the Maryland 4A West Division, we have Winston Churchill Bulldogs from Rockville, Maryland, with an impressive record of 14-0. 14-0. Man, that's a lot of games. We were able to catch up with the head coach of the Bulldogs, Pat Shelcott, to talk about their victory over the number 4 Quince Orchard Cougars. Coach Pat, tell us about today's game.
Today we faced Quince Orchard. They played us tight for the first half of the game. Luckily Eric Ridner broke it open with a 3-run homer, and then finally got their starter out of there after he hit pitch limit. He did a nice job for them. He kept them in the game, so tip my hat to him. Ambrose was the kid's name. Did a good job for them. I have to say, our lineup, our guys find a way. They find a way to get on base, whether they're hitting or getting hit by pitches or walking or reaching on airs. They find a way. Our lineup's, it's a buzzsaw. Pitching needs to tighten up a little bit, though. We had a little too many free passes today, so we'll work on that at practice. But we look forward to the next game, and we're 14-0, so not too shabby.
We also interviewed the player of the game, Eric Rittner, who had 3 run homers that sealed the game. 3. That's crazy.
Bases loaded.
That's one heck of a performance by Eric. Eric, tell us about today's game and your performance out there, man.
Oh, yeah. Go, baby. Go. Way to go. Get some more runs.
Today was a great game. Had a good battle at the end like we usually do. Everyone knows their roles, everyone contributed. It was a great game. Yeah, we're undefeated, but we look at the next game, so we don't focus on the past. So next game at hand, next task at hand, that's what we do. How you feeling?
You know, a lot of emotions rolling through, but, you know, happy to be with the guys.
Yeah,
These are my brothers.
Yeah.
He's him.
Yes, sir. Happy to call these guys my brothers, forever and always. Good win. Go Dogs, baby.
Go Dogs.
Yes, sir.
What's up, sir?
Yes, sir.
Leading the Maryland 4A North region, we have Sherwood Warriors from Shady Springs, Maryland, leading the pack with a very impressive 15-1 record.
15-1.
15-1. Surprised they lost that one.
That's it right there.
We were able to catch up with the head coach of the Warriors, Sean Davis, to talk about their victory over the number 2 Montgomery Blair Blazers. Coach Sean, tell us about today's game, my guy.
No, it was good. I just told the guys it was a good win. Blair's always a scrappy team, and with that win, we actually clinched the division title, which is always a goal of ours. So it was a solid win. Like I said, they're scrappy. They stressed us out in the first couple innings. We pitched with traffic on the bases, and Amari wiggled out of some jams. And then we, started putting the ball in play and put some pressure on them. So it was a good win. So we're at the point of the year where, you're looking at what not only the rest of your region's doing, but the rest of the state's doing, because, a loss here and somebody picks up a win, then playoff time, that means you're traveling. So, we said to the boys, we want the playoffs to come through our home field. So we got to answer the bell every night and play well and keep racking up those wins.
We also interviewed the player of the game, Amari Allen.
That Amari Allen is something serious. Like I said, leading the state with 7 home runs right now.
Wow.
I mean, as of last week, he only played in 10 games. So, 7 out of 10 games, you're going yard every single time. You're definitely seeing something out there. I might need to take a few lessons from you myself.
Amari, tell us about, your swing and today's game.
As a team, we played hard, we put the ball in play, and as a pitcher, I had to throw strikes to get my team back, to get the bats rolling, and keep hitting the ball hard and putting the ball in play, making the pitcher stress. Keep hitting the ball hard, keep putting the ball in play, and trust each other, and become more of a team, and stay strong, and keep throwing and keep pitching good. Our pitching staff is a really good pitching staff, and we have the best hitters in the county, and I think maybe even in the state. And I feel like we have the best team. We're gonna go far in the playoffs. I just gotta keep doing what I'm doing. Stay strong at the plate, and keep my head in, and ball can keep going up. For me, I just take my time, trust my mechanics, and keep my head in and swing the bat hard.
DCIA, our top 3 teams are the Wilson Tigers, the School Without Wall Penguins, and one of my favorites, the Theodore Roosevelt Rough Riders. Leading the DCIA, we have the Wilson Tigers from Washington, D.C., leading the pack with an impressive 10-0 undefeated record.
10-0. I tell you, these organizations out here are really going at it this year. I'm telling you, this playoff race is going to be something serious when it comes down, everybody.
Success leads to their coaching. It comes from their coaching. One of their coaches, a good friend of mine, Henry Martinez. Coach Henry, my guy, tell us about today's game and where you see your team going in the future.
Today was a great game. We played a good opponent, School Without Walls, who was 8-2. We faced a good pitcher. We threw one of our best pitchers today in Ethan Berry. Then we threw Jacob Gerson, and we threw young Quinn Lindblom, and threw a combined no-hitter today. So today was a good game. We won 6-0 versus a good School Without Walls team. Strategy moving on for the rest of the season is just to stay locked in, to focus on the small things, to really put emphasis on the things that we need to win baseball games, like base running, making sure that our pitching is solid, making sure that our hitters are staying locked in. School Without Walls is a good opponent. They have a good coach in Kip. It's a good program over there. Proud of what they're doing over there, what they're doing with the city. Proud of what the city, what we're trying to produce, and just look forward to continuing to compete in this league.
And if I'm correct, Coach Martinez has been with that program for quite some time now, right?
Yeah, I believe so. So. We also interviewed the player of the game, Jacob Gerson. Jacob, tell us about today's game and your performance.
Today's game was awesome. We got to play School Without Walls. Won 6-0. I think it was a combined no-hitter. Really good game. I'd say they're the second best team in the DCPS, DCIA league. So it was fun getting to play them and have a good game. Yeah. Eventually we want to win states, both against private schools and public schools, obviously. But we're trying to finish off the season, regular season. We got a game against Highland coming up Monday. Big game against a big team in Virginia. Just win more games. Stay on the stretch. Winning streak right now. I started off playing first. First isn't a very action-packed place, so you just got to be sturdy back there. And then I went into pitch. Struggled with the strike zone a little bit, but then focused back in there. Got to work and got some outs.
The Theodore Roosevelt Rough Riders are currently at the number 3 spot for the DCIA. We're able to interview the Rough Riders head coach, Terry Young, to talk about his team. Coach Terry, tell us how you've been coaching the Rough Riders and getting them right. That's my favorite team, that's my alma mater, and I want to see you guys do well.
My name is Terry Young, Coach Terry Young, Theodore Roosevelt Senior High School, Washington, D.C. Well, Roosevelt, this is my first year coaching at Roosevelt. We have a bunch of young students, 9th and 10th graders, up-and-coming baseball team that we're putting together, and we're doing a great job so far. I'm an alumni of Roosevelt. Roosevelt haven't really had a winning baseball team from what I'm hearing and reading. The history is since 1969. So far, we're doing pretty good. 4-3, we could do better, but like I say, we're up and growing team, and we're going to start getting people to attend Roosevelt to play baseball, and we're also going to get the alumni and everyone else out to support baseball. It's an up-and-coming sport for Roosevelt. It's been a long time, but I'm looking forward to leading the way. I'm looking forward to these kids to grow in a sport that they love to play. Growth looked very good for me. Right now, and I have most of my players, like I said, is just 9th and 10th graders, and they shows up. They working hard. It's the small things, and they need to find a way to trust me, and I need to find a way to trust them, and everything gonna fall in place.
Coming out of the Virginia State Class 6 division, our top 3 teams this week are the Chantilly Chargers, coming in with a very impressive record, 13-5. Again, hitting. They're seeing the ball very great, and again, leading the pack right there. And then coming in number 2, we've got the Hayfield Hawks. And number 3, we've got the Herndon Hornets, turning in a very impressive record of 13-3.
Well, the first few innings were a very competitive effort between the two teams. We were struggling at the plate. Their pitcher did an outstanding job keeping us off balance. And we just found a way down in the later innings to grind out some good at-bats and put the ball in play, and then some good things happened for us. So our strategy has always been pitching and defense. If you see tonight and through the course of the week, we had 3 games this week, and we posted 3 shutouts. with a multitude of pitchers. We want to be able to throw competitive pitches, make the routine plays. Feel like that will give us a chance in any game. And if they can't score, they can't beat us. We might be here for a long time playing, but they can't beat us if they can't score.
We also got the opportunity to sit down with the player of the game, Connor Gottschalk. So Connor, what were you seeing today stepping up to the plate? Anything different from the previous weeks?
Felt pretty good. The off speed felt pretty good tonight. Was just trying to conserve energy, trying to get through the game, but just trying to give our boys a chance. But we pulled through late in the game, so it was a good dub. It was good. Felt pretty solid coming into the game. Had a good mindset. Felt pretty good. Yeah, I mean, off speed felt really good tonight. I mean, we had 3 shutouts going into tonight. 3 shutouts this week, went 3-0, so we feel pretty good going into the next game. We had a tough matchup next week, but we're ready. So we felt good pitching-wise.
Earlier this week, we got the chance to catch up with Coach Kevin Ford and talk about the impressive victory over the Westfield Bulldogs. Coach Ford, tell us about today's game, the preparation that you guys went through this week, and how was it coming into this matchup?
That was a back-and-forth battle. Two teams, two good teams, in my opinion. Really fighting and going back and forth and answering the bell. And we just got lucky there at the end to be out on top. Top of our district, yeah. We've locked up our 1 seed for our tournament. It's been a fun season here. A lot of 1-run games and a lot of battles, and our kids have been resilient. So hopefully just to keep playing like we are. We're a team that hasn't made a whole lot of mistakes throughout the year, and if we play a clean game, and I was just telling the kids, just be who you are, don't try to be something more, and play as a team, and we'll be all right. Just happy to get a 2-run win, because we've had about 7 1-run games.
We put up 8 runs. That's a good hitting effort. It was a little back and forth. They put up some runs, but we battled to the very end. We put up some runs in the 6th inning there, and we were able to get the W. On the mound, they hit a couple balls. They put a couple balls in play. I walked a couple, had a few errors in there, but I just battled. I wasn't trying to do too much up there, just trying to throw strikes and close out the game. Yeah, we're just going to keep the same mentality that we have all season. We're going to play as a team. We're going to have good at-bats. We're going to compete, and we're going to make a run.
Buying a car in today's market is more difficult than ever. Fewer vehicle choices, higher prices. Who can you turn to? At Easterns Automotive Group, we understand your challenges and are committed to you and your family's needs. We'll continue to offer a simple, stress-free buying experience and the largest selection possible at multiple locations. A completely customizable experience, online, in person, or a mix of both. At Easterns, we offer any car, any way, for everyone.
In the game of baseball, there are many key positions out there on the field. And guess what we're covering today?
What we're covering, Steve?
Man, one of my favorites, the shortstop position.
There's been a lot of great players coming out of that position right there, Steve. A lot of great ones.
Yes, it has. DMV Strike Zone had the chance to catch up with the head coach, Brian Harris, of Bowie Bulldogs, who is currently number 2 in the Maryland Class 4 PG region, about their shortstop, James Wallace IV.
James Wallace has been our starting shortstop most of the season. He's got pretty good hands, works through the ball well, and can cover a lot of ground. So being a senior out there, we just look for our shortstop to kind of take charge on the infield, and he's done a good job with that.
Some of the challenges I face being a shortstop, playing mainly right-handed batters, they're going to pull the ball my way, and even when they stay at the middle, they're still going to come to me. So and even being a leader in the infield, I have to know where the ball should be at all times, and I have to be sure that I'm a leader for my infielders because they're going to look at me as leader of the infield. So I have to make sure that I'm consistent and that I am mentally intelligent as well, so I know all the plays and stuff like that, and I just have to be sharp mentally and physically every day. You got to know everywhere. You got to know every play, where the ball should be at all times. You got to know the runner's speeds, how fast they are, how slow they could be, everything. You got to take everything into account.
Strike Zone also had the chance to sit down with Joe Klein, who is the senior shortstop at the number one ranked Eleanor Roosevelt Raiders. Joe, what are some of the challenges you face at shortstop? I know that's a very versatile position.
I've been playing baseball since I was like 7 years old, so I'm pretty sure coming up at a young age, every kid wants to play middle infield. Shortstop is where all the action happens when you're first growing up. People become better hitters later on when you start playing. The ball gets scattered out more, but most of the action is still at shortstop. You got to tell everybody where the throw is going. You got to be quick. Most of the time, they're probably first or second in the lineup. You got to make sure you're consistently getting on base. There's a lot of things. You have to have leadership quality. You got to make sure you're doing everything you're doing on and off the field. A lot of baseball is mental. If you're going into the game thinking that you're going to make a play, more of the chances are going to lay on your side. You're going to end up making that play. But if you're nervous, you're going out there jittery, you're not going to make that play. You got to be very confident when you're out on the field, especially playing shortstop. It's hard, man. It's a very competitive spot. I have my rec team, those coaches, they told me that there's always going to be a better infield player. And I was growing up to play with a lot of heart. I previously played football, so hearing that, growing up, being told that there's always going to be somebody better than you. You got to make sure that you're always outworking that person. You can't give up at shortstop. Just because you're better than somebody at a specific point in time doesn't mean that they're not going to outwork you and eventually take your position.
Over at Dunbar High School, better known as the Crimson Tide, our star pitcher, Jabril Scott, who is our above the grade scholar athlete of the week. Jabril is a junior over at Dunbar with a weighted GPA of 4.2. That is the ideal student athlete there. Not only are you given 110% on the field, but also in the classroom. That definitely reflects. Over at Strike Zone, we also had the chance to interview Jason Spinks, the head baseball coach for the Crimson Tide. Jason, tell us what you think about Jabril on the field and off, the leadership, the impact that he provides for you. Give us your thoughts.
My name is Jason Spinks, and I am the head baseball coach here at Dunbar High School. I've been coaching for 15 years at the high school level, but I've been at Dunbar for the past 7 years. Jabril is an outstanding athlete. He's the starting quarterback on the football team, and also he's a 4.2 GPA junior at Dunbar as well. He's an outstanding kid, and I enjoy having him on the team.
My name is Jabril Scott. I'm a junior at Dunbar High School. I play pitcher, center field, and first base. So I try my best to manage, but I just take it one step at a time. I just make sure I get the job done on each position, no matter where I'm at. For the positions that I play, most of the players are left-handed because left-handers are only able to play a certain amount of positions and not able to play all of it. It gave me opportunities to go to different camps, get noticed by colleges and things like that. One proudest moment would be making it to the Little League World Series. That was a big accomplishment for me and a lot of my teammates. My goals for myself, I want to be a Division I college athlete, and I see myself doing that in both football and baseball.
Hey, I'm just an uptown boy. I'm just an uptown boy. Come on. Hey, cousin crew, I'm just an uptown boy. Hey, I'm just an uptown boy.
Strike Zone College Program Feature of the Week is Coppin State University out of Baltimore, Maryland.
Be more, stand up.
Shout out to Baltimore. We were able to catch up with the Eagles head coach, Sherman Williams, to talk about his program and the importance of recruiting in the DMV.
Well, this is Sherman Reed. I'm in my 12th year as head coach at Coppin State University in West Baltimore. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, born and raised in Maryland, I was fortunate not to have to relocate with the family for a head coaching job at the Division I level. It's been really a good gig. I'm just happy to be out here checking out some of the talent that Washington, D.C. area has to offer. And I know it's important, particularly with the HBCU conferences such as the SWAC and the MEAC, that we give our due to kids in the inner city areas like D.C., Baltimore. So, you know, it's all about trying to find and attract that talented student athlete that may have the ability to play at the highest level, that is Division I, and make sure that we show presence in the community. I know often as coaches at the collegiate level, we get taxed and we're busy and there's not enough hours in the day, quite honestly. But you have to carve out some time to get out to see some of the local talents in areas like Washington, D.C. Well, what we do is sometimes when we come out to a game like this one here with Dunbar and Roosevelt, there's not a particular kid or two we're looking at as much as we just come out and just have an open mind, just watch the game of baseball. Typically, the talented players will stand out. There'll be something that one of those kids do that catch your eye, and then you tend to focus on them more closely for the remainder of the game. Obviously, academics are important. You know, the kids certainly have to be making a grade in school for us to even, you know, take it to the next level. That next level might be sending the kid a recruiting questionnaire that will ask for basic information just for us to get more familiar with the kid. But academics is very important. They've got to be making a grade, and hopefully we'll see a talent out here that will catch my eye and will give me a reason to come back and follow that kid in another future game this spring. Thanks for watching DMV Strike Zone. That's all we have for this week. Until next time, I'm Stephen Harris.
I'm Marquell Sanders.
See ya.